Hello and welcome to my workshop. Now in this video I'm going to be making a custom tune-o-matic bridge out of some parts that I've got from an old fixed tail bridge, some of Ancol and some sheets of steel and aluminium. So that should be an interesting project. I'm also going to have to try and drill some holes in this tailstop so that I can get the strings in and hide the balls on the end of the strings. So let's get going. Whew. Not sure how we're going to do this. Now I don't mind telling you that this tailstop is giving me probably the most concern, and that is because I've got to put some holes in the end here to feed a string through, but I've also got to be able to hide the ball on the end of the string. So my plan is to drill up through at quite an acute angle, a hole of about 3 mil, and then widen that hole at this side in a tidy way so that I can hide the end of the string there inside. Right, to do that I've made myself a little jig. I've got a test piece of wood. Okay, I drilled 3 holes in the end there. Only one came through, but obviously this is not sloped back at all like this will be. Let's just see the measurements. That one there is 10 mil from the top. I think I'm going to have to go 10 mil from the top. Okay, first problem, that's not being gripped tight enough. My problem is I've got to drill through aluminium and this super glue and masking tape is just not holding it tight enough. I need a way of clamping that much tighter. Okay, back to the job. I've got it being held on with some old bicycle inner tube stretched round, and that's really holding that tight. I've just clamped it at this end just to keep the tube together. Let's try again. Okay, well I can see that broke through just underneath the rubber there, so I'm going to move this and do the next hole. Okay, I've got the first 2 holes done, so the string should go through there, and there should be plenty of wood to bury this ball on the end, so that's okay. What I'm going to have to do now, I think, is just come in at a slight angle for these next 2. Okay, I think I'm going to work from the outside edge and come in. So I've set this angle here. Ooh, if you can hold it still, which will mean the hole appears somewhere around there. And if I do the same on the other side, it should appear somewhere around there. I think that should be okay. So hopefully I can set the angle of this block. Okay, I've got the tailstop set up at an angle. I'm going to start the hole with a brad point and do this side first. Okay, stage 1 completed. I've got the holes drilled all the way through. Somewhere in the middle of all of that I managed to lose a clamping cord on this bench. How on earth can I lose that? Never mind, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll take this off here and we'll go for the next stage. I hide the ball end of the string, that bit there. I'm using this file on the end of the Dremel to widen the hole, and it's got a point on the end. The reason for that is I want the string to be guided into the 3 mil hole at the end there, so it doesn't catch. I think that's going to do the trick, and there you go, hidden away. So let's try it. Well, I have to be honest, it's a bit of a relief getting that done. There we go. They all hide the end. Yeah, look out, it pops there. And we've got this metal to give it all support. Right, onto the bridge. Okay, I'm starting with the central piece of the bridge, and I need to take this to a width of 12mm and a height of 8mm. So I've planed 3 edges of this. I just need to tidy up this top edge, and that at the moment is 10mm, so I've got to take 2mm off the top. Well, I've got that down to 9mm. And to be honest with you, I think I'm going to leave it at that. Let's mark out where we need to cut some slots in this. Okay, I've got to do some pretty accurate marking now. So what I've done, I've taped the rule onto a bit of steel to raise it up a bit, and tape the whole lot against the bench. And I've got the piece of work in the vise there, so now I just need to work back using my measurements. Now the edge profile needs to look like this, so I've got to cut slots in here, leaving between 3 and 4mm just at the bottom there. Mark 3mm, 3.5mm. I'll attempt to cut that out. I might be able to do that if I lay it flat in there. I mean, you may well ask, why on earth doesn't he just go out and buy a tune-o-matic bridge? Well, you know, you've got a good point there, but sort of fancy trying to make one. I mean, you know, I said last time, how hard can it be, hey? If we can get that off there. I'll leave that tape on the bottom there. Should be able to peel that tape off there, leaving me the line that I need to work to. I think the best way to achieve this is to put it in the vise to that line. Just above the line, I think. And use the old Japanese pull saw. Okay, stage 1 sort of underway. Let's see if that will fit in the slot there and in there. Okay, now then, we need some aluminium on this. I need 2 strips which are going to be 9mm wide. So I'm going to cut it at 10mm. He says I'm going to cut it at 10mm. I'm going to cut it right down the middle of this piece of aluminium, which is just a little bit less than 10mm. Well, the fence on this saw is not set up correctly, which is a good job. I didn't go too far. So let's see if I can set this up. First of all, switch it off. A blade leveling tool. That's better. Well guys, it's a new day, or should I say a new afternoon, and I've decided that I'm not happy with what I've done with this bridge so far. So I'm going to make another one. And this time I've got myself some proper dimensions, which I've done on SketchUp. So I've got something to work to more accurately. I know where I went wrong. It was when I was cutting the slots for these little indents there. What I should have done is cut all the slots on one side, then turn the work round and cut them on the other side. Then I would have got a much more accurate cut. Well, that's what I believe anyway. So I'm going to have a go at it, and I'm not going to speak during this. I'm just going to crack on, and depending how long it takes, you're going to either hear the radio edit or the album version of my latest release. Yeah, I use the word release loosely here in that yes, I've played it to myself, but I'm going to play it to you now. So anyway, I hope you enjoy. Well, I hope you like the tune. I think I'm probably going to call it Bridge Over Troubled Wood. Anyway, I've made some progress with the bridge. I've got the side pieces, I've got the bottom. This is going to be the central part of the bridge. Still a lot of work to do, but it's getting a bit late in the day, and so I'm going to quit while I'm ahead, and I shall see you in the morning. Well, it's a new afternoon and I've come back to this bridge. Now I need to do a little bit more work on the wood in the middle here. Let me show you. Now, I hope you can see this. Now, the string guide is sitting between these two peaks, but it's not touching the bottom. And I think that I should distribute the weight a little bit more evenly. So I'm going to lower these side pieces so that it actually does rest on the bottom there. Now then, it's going to be a little bit more complicated because there's a curve here to match the radius of the neck, but I think I can do that. Once I've done that, what I need to do is drill holes in that plate at the back there so that this screw here, this bolt, will slip into it, and that's going to be a fiddle. Anyway, let's get on with sorting these troughs out. You will also have noticed that the bottom of these troughs is not either level or smooth, so I need to do a bit more work with the file first. So let me get on with that. Okay, this is better. I've got those string guides sitting at the bottom of the troughs there. So now I'm going to get on and drill some holes. Okay, I've gone around with a fine pencil and marked where all the troughs are. Now I need to find the centre of those troughs. Each of those troughs should be 5mm deep. That one isn't quite 5mm. Yeah, these are about 4mm deep. So I think I'm just going to double check my measurements there. So here we are, what have we got with this? It's 4mm. 4mm deep. So we're looking at 4mm. So we're looking at 2mm from the top in the centre. That's the point where I need to make a hole. This is going to be really fiddly. There. And I can see that's off centre straight away, but let's try and do it the next one. See if we can do any better with the next one. I'm hoping there's a bit of leeway on these. Now I need to drill a 3mm hole, but I'm going to use a 2mm hole to start off with and then make it bigger. And put some oil on there. Okay, Okay, now I've got the holes in there. I've got to take the tops off the holes so that this thing will slot into it. Okay, well folks, I think I've done a couple of hours of useful work this afternoon, getting those slots in the aluminium on that side so that the string guides will just hook into them. On the other side I need to put a piece of aluminium with some tiny holes that these points will register into. but it's getting a bit late, so I'm going to call it a day. It's been a busy week. We've had our grandchildren here, which has been absolutely fantastic, and so guitar making has taken second fiddle, as you can imagine. And it reminded me that I've got about 3 videos demonstrating how to make self-assembly kits for children. A windmill, a bumblebee and a toolbox. So I shall put some links to those videos in the description below. So if you're looking for something to do with your grandchildren or your children over the summer holidays, go and check those videos out, because our grandchildren had a lot of fun putting together the self-assembly toys that we made. Anyway, thank you once again for watching. This guitar is coming on. It's taking a while, but then it's worth it, don't you think? Well, here we go. Anyway, see you soon. In the meantime, stay safe. Cheers.